Forgot myself muted again. It's a habit I need to get rid of. Salam everyone, welcome to Story with Hala 39. Thank you all so much for being here with me. We were on the last few weeks of Ramadan, so just hang in there. After a few weeks, we'll be able to eat whatever we want in the morning, and we won't need to fast. So today we're going to be reading a Ramadan book and a Ramadan craft. As usual, I'm very excited about the craft we're going to be doing this week because it's a craft that's also very useful. It's one of those crafts that you could really use at any time, and you could make a lot of take a lot of use from it. So yeah, let's go on to reading the book now. Let me share my screen. I'm going to be using Epic again this week. The book is called Golden Domes and Silver Lanterns, a Muslim book of colors. It's by Henna Khan. I hope I'm saying that right. Red is the rug Dad kneels on to pray, facing toward Mecca 5 times a day. Blue is the hijab Mom likes to wear. It's a scarf she uses to cover her hair. Gold is the dome of the mosque, big and grand. Beside it, 2 towering minarets stand. White is a kufi, round and flat. Grandpa wears this traditional hat. Black is the ink I use to draw the Arabic letters that spell Allah. Brown is a date, plump and sweet. During Ramadan, it's my favorite treat. Orange is the color of my henna designs. They cover my hands in leafy vines. Purple is a Eid gift, just for me. I open it up and love what I see. Yellow is the box we fill on Eid with gifts of zakat for those in need. I love giving zakat. I remember when I was little, and still to this day, I love going out to the box and putting in the coins. I don't know why, it makes me feel really good inside. Green is the Quran I read with pride. Grandma explains the lessons inside. Silver is a fanus, a twinkling light, a shiny lantern that glows at night. All of the colorful things we've seen make up the world of my faith, my deen. And that is the end of our book. It is a short book, but it is also a very nice book. It's one of those poem books, like we've read before. Now this book, like I said, was short. It was 2-3 minutes, but it was a good book. So now let us move on to the craft. So the craft we're going to be doing today is a bookmark. And I don't know about you, but I'm a person who loves reading, and I have many bookmarks, but they always get lost. So let's hope that I don't lose this one. So I have lots and lots of bookmarks, but I also have trouble with remembering my pages. And most of the time, the bookmarks get lost or fall out. So we're going to be making a bookmark today, and hopefully I won't lose this one. It's going to be a Ramadan sort of themed bookmark, and it'll help you keep your pages, to remember your pages. I know a lot of people use the dog earring. I think it's like a tactic, sort of. It's dog earring your pages. It's when you fold the corner of the page so that later you could just go through your book and look where what page its corners folded, and there you go. You'll remember your page. So I used to dog ear my pages, but then I realized that it would damage my books, and so I don't dog ear anymore. And now we're going to be using a bookmark to help with it. So here's an example I did, and this example isn't as good as the one I planned it on being. I just rushed through this sort of to do just a quick example, but this is not the example that we're going to be doing. We're going to be making ours much more detailed. So let us move on to that now. So what you're going to need is, so this is something that some people don't have, but I have a foam, sort of I guess you call it foam paper. It's it's from Dollarama, very cheap at Dollarama. for a big pack of these from all different types of colors. And if you don't have that, you could also use felt or cardboard or paper, even maybe construction paper. But I am just using foam because it's more durable and it'll work better. So you can do the exact pattern that I have, which I will show you, the exact design, but also you can use your own foam and you can use your own colors and your own designs. So I'm just gonna move the camera down. So I'm using white foam right now, and you can see I already sketched out the shape of the bookmark. And you're also gonna need a different colored foam. Whatever foam you use, you're just gonna need a different color. And so we're also gonna need some scissors, some glue. I'm just using clear glue because it doesn't show. And some ribbon and maybe a pen. So now we're gonna be doing that. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is sketch out this sort of shape. So I'm just gonna show it on screen a little bit here so you can kind of get the idea. It's not too hard to draw. It's like a big tower. Think of it as a big tower. So I'm just gonna leave it on screen for a little bit so you can kind of get the idea of what you're supposed to be drawing. So it should look something like this. The next thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna take your scissors and you're just gonna cut this out. When you cut foam, it makes a really weird noise, actually. I'm gonna cut it. Cutting foam is definitely way easier than cutting other things like paper and cardboard. Oh my god, cardboard is really annoying to cut. So whenever I do crafts with cardboard, it always gets annoying to cut it, but it's worth it in the end. And there we have it. See, that was pretty simple. You could leave it like this and put the thread through. Personally, I want to change this up because I think I want it to look really nice and fancy, and I want it to look good. So I'm just gonna smooth it up a little bit, clean up the shape a little bit here. And the parts that it's not smooth, sort of fix those up, you know. So as you can see here, I'm just sort of fixing up my piece of foam. And to give you an idea of what foam I'm using, it's that foam that's on those puzzle pieces. I'm sure we've all had those. They're like these giant mats, and they're made out of foam, and they're like puzzle piece mats. I remember the teacher used to always use those during preschool. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it's made of, but it's like much thinner. And you can get it at Dollarama cheap. So if you didn't know what I meant by foam, that's what I meant. So now that I've sort of cleaned up the shape of this a little bit, top, actually I'm going to fix the top. It's just kind of bothering me here. Okay. Okay, let's cut it in a little bit. Okay, I'm still sort of cleaning it up a little bit here, cleaning up the shape, and there we go. So that is going to be our little tower. So what you're going to want to do now is you're just going to want to cut the little hole. You're going to fold the top down, just like this, and you're going to do a straight slit right here, and then we're going to fold it to the side. We're going to do another slit. So now it has sort of like a plus. It's hard to see with the lighting, but this is what it should look like, something like this. So now that I have that over here, I'm going to move on to actually doing my design. So what I used to make the little designs, I cut out a little heart from this in advance, but that's not the only thing we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do, I used up every single side. I had to do a lot of tries on this. So I'm trying to find a side where I didn't use. Okay, this should be good. So I'm going to cut out something sort of like a star. And I don't, let me see, I don't know how to explain it really. It's like, it's sort of like a kind of star thing over here. as you can see, this was one of my attempts. So that's, I get you get kind of an idea, but I got carried away of making it perfect that I cut out the entire thing, and that happens a lot. So I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want to cut it. Okay, this is good. So we're just going to make a little bit of something that looks like what I did here. So while we cut this, like I said before, I love if you guys would ask questions in the comments, and I know that people have other things to do right now and that there's not much live viewers currently, but if there are live viewers right now, you can, if you want to ask questions in the comments, I would love to see them because it gives me something to talk about while I'm doing the craft. And I don't want it to just to be silent with background noise while I do this craft. So if you have any questions, please put them in chat so that I can answer your questions. So let us snip it. If you have any recommendations or suggestions of crafts or things that you want me to do, or anything really, put it in the comments. So as you can see, I'm still sort of cutting this around here, and this is different, but I thought it would look nice. And now I'm actually gonna do one of these. So let us do that right now. Okay. Where do you get your craft ideas? So I like going on Google and looking up Ramadan crafts. Also, Pinterest is really, really, really good for crafts. Most of the time, I look up like Ramadan crafts or the specific crafts I want to do, or sometimes just normal. If there's no theme or something, I just look up fun crafts for kids. And most of the time, the website Pinterest pops up, and there's like a bunch of pins on all the crafts. So the craft ideas are most of the time from Pinterest, or just honestly looking them up from Google. Either way works better. I mean, either way works, but I do find that Pinterest is a very effective way of finding fun crafts to do, and sometimes not even crafts. Like if you're bored and you have friends over or something, or if you're just out of ideas of what to do in quarantine, because that happened to me a lot. Because in quarantine, a lot of you guys, I know a lot of people are pretty bored in quarantine, and if you don't have access to go outside or something, or the car go somewhere, or if you're too young to go out, if you're too young to go outside on your own, then honestly, just there's a bunch of things on Pinterest that you could do, fun things to do when you're bored, or you could look back at my other story with Halas and do all the crafts that I've done there. And you can go find them at Canar TV Live on Facebook, and you can find all the past episodes and all the past crafts that I've done. So if you're ever bored, you could just pick one of the episodes and try out some new crafts. So this is the star that I did. It's not the same as the circular one over here. It's a bit more ovally, but I think it still works nicely. So I'm going to put the star over here. So this would look very nice. I don't know which one to put, this one or this one. I think I like this one a bit better, actually. I think I like that one. So let me grab my clear glue. Are you planning to do an Eid story next? Yes, I am planning to do an Eid story next week. I'm very excited about Eid, and I love Eid. And I love when we all get to sit down. And most of the time, my family has mansaf or like ma'luba or something that involves meat and a lot of meat. And I'm a person who loves lamb. So I love when we all get to sit down and have this huge feast to celebrate fasting in the past of Ramadan. So yes, I am planning to do an Eid story, and who knows, maybe even I want to do some more cooking videos, or not technically cooking using the stove, possibly, but maybe some kid-safe treat ideas for Eid. So let us finish up with this. And take the heart and put it at the very bottom here. So let me move down my camera so you can see better. This is how it looks like so far, and I'm just gonna put this heart on the bottom over here. Put the glue on here. Excuse me if there's any background noise in the background. That's just probably the dishwasher. So let's put this over here. There we go. And I'm not going to fiddle around with this too much just because I want the glue to dry. Maybe an Eid cookie. Yes, I love making the Eid cookies. They're really fun. And I love just, I sit down with my mom every Eid and do the Eid cookies, and it's really fun. So let us finish up with this. Now I'm going to draw a little hilal over here. This. And I'm going to color it in. And draw a little star next to it. And color that in too. Stars are always hard to draw, but I like doing them like the way I do them, like this. And then I color it in. Some people just do it without sort of the other thing that I do, like I just draw it and then color it in. Some people just color the whole thing in. But it's hard to draw stars actually. So now I'm gonna write Ramadan Mubarak. And draw a teeny little heart over here, the very bottom. Okay, and now is for the fun part. We're gonna take out our ribbon. This is sort of like a gold kind of beige color, I guess. I thought it was very pretty to go with this. I'm gonna cut it. I'm struggling cutting the ribbon. Okay. Maybe I need to sharpen my scissors actually, and by sharpening my scissors, I mean cutting through the aluminium foil, and that helps to sharpen your scissors actually. So now I'm gonna put the thread through the little plus hole that we did, and we're gonna tie a knot over here. Ooh, actually, I think we might need a little bit of a longer ribbon for this. So let's. Oh, well, that's the end of the ribbon. Huh, look at that. There needs to be more ribbon in this. But there was a lot of ribbon in that pack. There was a lot of different colors, so. Let's now put the longer ribbon through the hole. There we go. There we go. And boom. And now we take the excess and we snip it off. And there we go. That is our craft. And you could put this through books of any kind. I'm going to go grab a book over here to demonstrate. Here we go. Here's a book, a very big book. And I'm sure you all know how bookmarks work, but I just want to show how it looks like. Put it inside the book, and there. You have a little sort of string hanging out of it, and the tower, and it's very effective to come find the page we're last reading at with your book. So that is the end of our story with Hala, 39, excuse me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again next week on Story with Hala for you. Ramadan Mubarak.